Hi Gemini, this is Amanda Nardozzi. This reading is going to be for May 6th to May 12th. You do have a new moon in Taurus coming up on May 7th, so just keep an eye on that. I do have an intuitive astrology video coming out here within the next few days, more than likely around the new moon, so be on the lookout for that. Also check out your favorite astrologers, look at your birth chart, see how this energy affects you. Just something to watch out for. In the meantime, drop into your heart space, let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. And I will tune in and do the same. Thank you, Archangels. Thank you, Angel Team, Spirit Guides, for helping me connect with the highest love. Connecting with the most empowering truth for our Geminis. So I love these cards. They're beautiful, but they are also very long and rectangular, so I can't shuffle it the way that I normally do. Okay, energy settling in. So you have the Six of Swords. This is the focal point of your reading. The Six of Swords, we are moving on. So we are exiting rougher waters, entering smoother waters. For some of you, this is just a simple transition. Some of it's rocky. For some of you, it's a very clean transition. But either way, you are moving from one area of life to the next. You are moving on. Sometimes this symbolizes, not just symbolizes, but sometimes it physically means packing up and moving to another location. I feel like for a lot of you, it's just, I'm ready for the next step. I'm hearing like I'm ready for the next step. I'm hearing like tuning into your guides is especially important around this time. You have the Page of Pentacles and you have it paired with the Empress. Now the Page of Pentacles, I'm hearing you have totems. So it's almost like you have animal totems. There's something about your spiritual team and like certain types of totems or animal totems being like a big part of that. So look into... this could be confirmation for some of you. You could be looking into animal or spirit totems of some sort. But there's something about studying spirituality here with the Page of Pentacles. Page is the forever student, and in Pentacles, we do talk about material things, so these are physical skills and talents that we have. I also assign Pentacles to spirituality. So for whatever reason, I feel like this is studying spirituality, or you are trying to find you are learning the best way to connect with your guides. The Empress, when it's parallel with the Empress, it is also learning how you best create, because the Empress is the card of creation. So it's the card of fertile ground, having a lot of energy. I'm hearing like there's a lot of energy at your disposal. So it's almost like, I don't know, depending on where you're at in the world, it's kind of giving me the symbol of like, when the sun is out, I am out. When the sun is out, I come alive. And it's almost like that's where the energy comes from. For a lot of you, it's not weather. That's just a symbol. But for a lot of you, it's just your environment is almost kind of giving you a boost. Or there's something like, it's like external events that are taking place around you at this time are helping you come a little bit more alive and helping you put the energy towards creating something new. And a lot of this is like goals, ambitions. Some of you might have actually found something new. Your situation is different than it was before. And because this situation is different, it is lending energy towards... like, it's almost like you have easier access to certain doors now than you did before. That's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting with the Empress card. You also have Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Now with the Knight of Wands, you're ready to go on an adventure. You're ready to go on something passionate, creative, exciting. The Wands indicates like sheer force of will, relying on your will, relying on your inspiration and motivation. But the Knight of Wands is also, I'm hearing, lead the way. Lead the way on what lights you up. You will know what that is. If you're connecting with this message, this is something that you've been feeling recently, or something that you will be, I'm not going to say look for it this week, but it's almost like something will come in your natural daily life. Something comes about naturally and then you get excited for it. And that's almost Spirit saying like you're in a position with the King of Pentacles. Like I can't help but feel like this environment, like the King of Pentacles is what they're talking about this environment that you were in. It's almost like you have room. King of Pentacles is about having the material abundance. So perhaps you are surrounded by more abundance than you were before. So it puts you in a situation where you are able to pursue your passions a little bit better, or to the scope or breadth that you would have liked to before. So with the King of Pentacles, it doesn't necessarily just mean financial stability. It doesn't necessarily just mean having more money or having more material things, but for whatever reason, it's also coming through as having more freedom. This is having more freedom to pursue the passion. Some of you might actually, again, it's having more energy to put towards this thing. Sorry about that, Gemini. My dog got really excited about the delivery truck. So we were at the King of Pentacles. So we're going to move on. But basically that was like the energetic allowance of having your things in place, of being able to pursue this dream, pursue this spark. So it's almost like the pieces have moved and now they are in place to where it's a better situation than before. So in that intermission, I pulled some oracle cards for you from each of these decks, and we'll see any extra messages from the universe right now. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So I would say have fun with this Knight of Wands. This is a fun, creative thing. If this is something that you've been sitting on for a while, something you've been thinking of, if you want to bring it to fruition, if you want to bring your dreams down to earth, it's almost like you need practical steps to get there. So just understand that, you know, Spirit is asking for, okay, well, what do your next steps look like? What is your plan? So it's like, if you want it to happen, like, what does the path look like? So it's almost like you have a destination, or you have like some type of grand vision, Two of Wands type of energy in mind of, oh, like I have this idea of what I want for my life. I have this idea of what I want for this goal or dream, or after this transition or after this move type of thing that you're doing. Or when you're entering this new chapter, it's like, okay, what do I want it to look like? Right. And it's almost like you need to plan. It's almost like certain things you have to do during your day to support it. There are like actions to take during the day to support it. So it's almost like you need to figure out what those actions are. You also have last quarter moon in Libra, make time for self-love. I'm hearing like, so like they're still encouraging you towards like self-growth. I don't know if it almost feels like this is somebody, I'm speaking to somebody who might get lost into productivity a little bit and think that that's everything or fall into this energy of, oh, I must do, and like you don't have to do. You don't have to overdo. That's kind of the energy I'm getting, is somebody who wants to be like, okay, like, let me go all in. Let me dive into this. Let me get consumed by this. It's very exciting. But it's almost like you need to make time for yourself. Just make time for yourself. Make time to appreciate yourself. Make sure that your worth isn't tied to this new passion, this new thing that you're going to create. Make sure that the worth is coming from within, and that it stands on its own with its own foundation. Make sure it stands on its own with you, not tied to any physical thing, because any physical thing can fall apart. Things are constantly being destroyed and created in our everyday life. I mean, energy can't really be destroyed, but energy is always shifting, right? So if we tie our worth to something that is constantly shifting, then it fluctuates based on external things, and you want it to stand strong within yourself without relying on anything external. Okay, you also have broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. For a lot of you, I actually see you breaking connections with others who do not bring you peace. This doesn't, I mean, like, okay, I feel a certain way about cutting off culture. I think that, you know, if somebody drains your energy and you know in your gut that, hey, this person is not for me, I can't be around this person anymore, then that's an energy that you can't really, you know, it's time to separate from that energy. But I also feel that sometimes we are around people where we can't do that. I do feel like for a lot of you, this is the end of a relationship. This is the end of a friendship of some sort. This moving on with the Six of Swords, it requires you to remove yourself. It's like an emotional detachment from this other thing. And it's almost like you need to step into an area of peace, however you get to your peace. And for a lot of you, this isn't dealing with things. It's almost like if these are tensions with another person, it may just be coming into your bubble for a while. It may be letting them go and do their own thing, or letting the relationship kind of like fizzle out on its own or something like that. Like there's just this energy of like stepping away and tending to yourself for a while, especially in that energy of self-love. But that is an act of self-love. It's an act of like your own safety of like, let me protect my peace here. So it needs to be important enough to you to act on it. So that being said, you also have Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublimation. So I'm going to pull the deck on this card because this one is a tricky one. I've channeled messages through this before, but I think the book says it so beautifully. So I will pull up the book for this one. Ego Sublimation, letting go of self-centeredness, becoming a vessel of possibility. Do you ever wonder if your self-definition has become too rigid, too fixed around what you've come to learn, so that you contract your life into zones of safe versus unsafe? Just said the word safe. This here is okay, but over here, well, that might be too risky. Judgment, fear, self-righteousness, and overconfidence are only some of the traits that keep you from evolving. We are all products of our conditioning, so remember that this is part of the human experience. Yet you are not meant to remain static. Seeking only what you expect, even if it appears ambitious, is still too narrow. You go nowhere when you hesitate to move out of your comfort zone. When you focus too much on yourself this way, you become a servant of the ego. It edges God out, removing the magic of possibility. Imagine looking into a mirror and seeing only what you are now. If you can let your self-definition soften, moving beyond the veil to your potential, a magical emptiness exists where all things are possible. Look again. Who could you be? What would you see reflected if you allowed yourself to be other than how you define yourself now? Nothing less is required of you now. In this moment, let go of who you think you are and allow a new you to emerge. You will recognize yourself as what you are, a partner in co-creation and service to the divine. Doesn't it feel good? So understand too that when you are separating from somebody else, it serves the both of you, because how do you think the other person would feel? How do you think a situation where you're not even giving 100% of yourself, not that you have to give 100% of yourself, but if you are not fully authentically there and loving it, it is also doing that situation, those people, it is also doing the energy around you a disservice by staying in energies where you can't, where you struggle to keep your peace. Sometimes we do need to learn to keep our peace, and that benefits everyone, and other times we need to find ways to kind of step back. And it's almost like these energies, I'm hearing that these other energies distract you from just your life in general, just improving your character, improving your person. It's almost distracting you from, I don't want to say your goals, but specifically spirits, like it's distracting you from becoming who you want to become. So keep that in mind as we move forward. I'm going to roll some angel dice for you and see if we have anything else to share. We have 629. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray, and I will always read these messages twice. Thank you for taking the time to gather your thoughts and energy and concentrate on your well-being. Your soul is now full of light and inspiration, and your efforts will be rewarded. One more time. Thank you for taking the time to gather your thoughts and energy and concentrate on your well-being. Your soul is now full of light and inspiration, and your efforts will be rewarded. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, that's basically everything we were just saying. So understand that your acts of self-love are also services to the world. I would say, and again, I will die on that hill. Like, it doesn't, like, be a, this isn't like me saying, like, be a selfish person, only think about yourself to the end of your days. But if you want to serve the world, if you want to do other people a service, if you really care about that, if you're really honest about that, you really want to bring your creations, your goals, your dreams, ambitions to earth so that other people can enjoy, then you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself, and you don't want to show up to somebody with half a cup, because then what are you doing? You're not giving your full, like, you're not giving your best self to them. You're not giving your full service. And that's doing everyone a disservice, even yourself, right? Because we want to give from a full cup, right? So that being said, Gemini, I hope this helped you in some way. If this resonated, go ahead, like and subscribe. All the things that really help the channel grow. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if it resonates, because I love seeing how these apply to your life. Let me see if there's anything else. There's always like a spiel after, and I always forget it. Oh, tarot. So if you want to learn tarot, I post on my Instagram, I post on my Facebook, all of the cards. So I dive into each individual card and the different things that I've channeled for each card. So if you want to check that out, go follow one of those sources, and you can follow along with me and learn tarot. I also offer personal readings. That's at amandanardozi.com is the only place I offer readings. So you can go ahead and view the list and book an appointment with me. They tend to go really, really in-depth. They're a lot longer than this, and they're a lot of fun for me because I like to see how the energy applies, and we get like the talk after of like, what's going on? So that being said, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.